On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if the world needed another friendly neighborhood Spider-Man origin story, if Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy continue to keep secrets from each other, and which of our hosts is a Floronic Man and which is a Moronic Man. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. Hello, nerds, and welcome to the Superhero Show, the only podcast that covers every single television show based on a comic book that we deem worthy enough to talk about that came out last week. I am your host for today, Mike Gravano, and with me is the Robin to my Batman, Ryan.
No, the Robin to your Lil Jon.
Yeah.
What?
Is there a rapper named Robin? Oh, wait, like the Swedish pop star Robin?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Call your girlfriend Lil Jon.
You're just dancing with yourself. I saw Lil Jon last week, Ryan.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He was triumphant.
He's
doing triumphant.
With a nickname like that, aren't you so nervous about like gaining weight as you get older and it becoming an ironic nickname?
Well, you just certainly can't hang out with anybody older than you.
That's true.
Because that's the people who will pull that shit.
Or peeing in the, they always have like a urinal for short people, like tiny kids, and you can't pee in that one because that's Lil Jon at the Lil Jon, and it's not going to work.
Come on, Lil Jon. Have a sense of awareness. Do you know who else needs a sense of awareness?
The host of this show?
Peter R. Parker. I don't know Peter Parker's middle name. Does that make me a bad friend?
It starts with P. PPP, because he got all those loans after COVID.
And he didn't pay them back. And yet, he still voted for Mitch McConnell?
I believe so.
I hate that he has a house down in the South just so he can still vote disgustingly. Kentucky? Is that where that old turtle lives? Ryan, we have a new Spider-Man show, and by my tabulations, this is the 18th Spider-Man cartoon in my lifetime.
All right, I legit don't know if you are exaggerating, if you're making a joke, or you actually did the math.
And it's the 22nd Spider-Man origin story, if you're not counting comics. Here's where I'm at. No, you know what? I'll let you talk for a second. How are you with seeing, this is your favorite guy.
Uh-huh.
How are you seeing a new version of here's how it happened again and again and again?
Well, I don't. Favorites don't matter on this show. I'm one of the world's most foremost TV analysts, and so I can put all that aside and just say it was absolutely amazing, and I'll watch a new one every single hour on the hour for the rest of my life.
Wow, you really can put it aside. I realized way too late in the game that I'm over Spider-Man origin story, where I picked up the new Ultimate Universe and was reading it. I was like, I don't give a shit. Okay, so now he has a beard and he has kids and now he's become a Spider-Man. I can't. The art is fucking awesome. The writing's pretty sharp. I don't care anymore.
So the new Ultimate, is a wildly different origin story. That doesn't matter to you anymore. It's just any origin whatsoever.
Oh, is this a Peter Parker who suddenly is dealing with spider powers? Don't give a shit.
Let me tell you,
you know what I'm enjoying is Peter Parker meeting a new gal named Webhead. I don't know. He's established. He's doing a thing. I don't have to see him once again dealing with juggling. Yes, it is different. Uncle Ben and Jonah James, JJJ are friends and alive and hanging out and doing their own thing. Cool. Very different. Can't do a new Marvel universe. I can't put that all on Spider-Man. Can't do a new restart of a thing. Can't do it.
Do you know why I don't mind? Before PPP, there was JC. And we had to hear his origin story over and over again. Yes, the world's most famous fictional character before Spider-Man, Jesus Christ.
Jesse Custer?
John Coffey. And from the Green Mile. And now Jesus has been replaced in our hearts and in our souls, in our toilets and our bowls.
What is Martha's pearls of Jesus and of Peter Parker?
Jesus, it is a
Little
dropped
drummer boy?
necklace in Crime Alley of Nazareth.
Yes.
And
you know Nazareth was fucking filthy.
What's that rhyme about Nazareth they always say?
If you go to Nazareth, you welcome your deathereth.
Yes, they always say that.
In the original Aramaic, it really rolled off the tongue.
And then for Spider-Man, I would guess that it's Uncle Ben, but that's not true, so I don't know.
I think at this point, it's hugging his hot aunt and telling her how much he loves her.
And it's weird that you think that that's the case for every origin story, that Aunt May is always a smoke show.
Marissa Tomei, check. This cartoon, check. Sally Field, check. Who's that super fucking old lady, check.
Rosemary DeWitt? No. Clooney?
Rosemary
No.
DeWitt. Rosemary DeWitt's coming up. I can't remember who that is. Ryan,
Yeah.
let's take the quickest of breaks, and when we come back, actually talk about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. On the first 2 episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we meet this version of Peter Parker. Loving Aunt May, check. Dead Uncle Ben, check. Girl next door he pines for, check. But it's not who you think. No, not her either. Or her. This gal is Pearl, his former babysitter. We'll get to that later. On Peter's first day at Midtown High, Dr. Strange and a proto-Venom symbiote fight throughout the school, wrecking the walls and Parker's dreams of being part of their robotics club. But the ensuing fight does friendship meet cute Peter into saving and cuting a sassy Nico Minoru. And, of course, an interdimensional spider bites Peter. When we time jump a few months later, Peter and his new bestie are at a public school, gross, with the aforementioned crush Pearl, her surprisingly nice quarterback boyfriend Lonnie, don't call him Tombstone just yet, Lincoln, and Peter's juggling his crush, school, and traipsing around his fire extinguisher-fueled spider suit. Things get even more complicated when Norman Osborn invites Peter to join a very exclusive internship of fellow kid geniuses, and pretty much instantly discovers Petey's Spidey. Tasty Ryan, I ask you this. Are the fears of new Peter voice actor Hudson Thames founded? Is this show too woke and annoying?
God damn, man. I wish that I lived in a time where I could just watch this show, or live the style of life where I could just watch the show and not think about him once, and hope that every single time, I even just saw a person of color as a character, just being like, take that, Hudson Thames.
One, your name is too woke and annoying, Hudson.
Wait, are those two rivers?
Yeah, his fucking Brooklyn-ass Williamsburg gentrifying, penny farthing driving, latte sipping parents named him Hudson-ass Thames because they love rivers.
But yeah,
look, I wanted to dig into stuff, but Hudson Thames had to, the week before the show came out, said, you know what my biggest concern was? That the show would be too woke and annoying. So instead of anybody talking about this show on its merits or anything about it at all, everybody's just being like, look what Hudson Thames said.
It's so crazy to me that, and I haven't heard a lot of talk about it, so we're probably the first ever, but you're clearly like jumping on a bandwagon because you think it's, that time, it's the rise of the right. And you think
DEI is illegal, so said Trump. So now get in front of the story.
You think that this is going to make you look cool or popular, sort of take the Matt Rife route of I don't like my fans. Go against everything that Spider-Man and pretty much every Marvel hero has been against since 1962. And don't even wait a week. Like, you do this before the show premieres. This is, and it was not overheard. It wasn't a Amelia Perez style 2012 tweet that was found. This was like, somebody put a mic in my face so I can say this shit.
And the thing is, it's not even getting ahead of it because he's like, I was worried. I don't know. And he's like, and I was right. And I was wrong because fuck what Hudson Thames thinks. But I could see the right freaking out because do you know what impressed me other than the dope ass animation, Ryan? We get Lonnie, who is, again, a weirdly smart, weirdly friendly quarterback character, which we've not seen in pop culture ever. We just get a montage of him going home, and that shit was rough. Mm-hmm. He faces racism on the train, even though he has a Letterman's jacket, which everybody knows that means you can trust them. And then cops stare him down. And then we also get class solidarity with the lady who stole from the pizza place, and Spider-Man talks the owner into, hey man, here's the money. Just, she's in a rough spot. Hudson, yes, your show is very woke, but you know what? That's not what annoys me about it.
Oh, are we moving on?
No. We can stay on that for a long. I threw a lot out there, so.
Well, no, I mean,
speak on that, Ryan.
Like, I kind of would, if you don't mind, like to move on from this Hudson dipshit as fast as possible. Yeah. I mean, this Spider-Man show is incredibly woke, and it's as woke as every Spider-Man property has ever been.
Yes.
I don't think it's try hard. You know, often we will see things really, really go for it. Probably not ever again in our lives, but in the past we saw that. I feel like this is just like sort of what all of New York looks like, which is a painted, like it's just a very colorful brush that this city is painted with. There's lots of different neighborhoods. I do think that often we will get our heroes living uptown and in very nice houses, and we don't follow many characters on that walk home like we did.
Yeah. As much I'm like, okay, how are they going to Ricka remix this?
Well, they're going to do that in the opening credits with that fucking dope song, but keep going.
Yeah, did the guy who did the Black Lightning song get better and write this one? Learning about pre-Tombstone Lonnie, and I was like, I know this name. Why do I know who this is? I had to look it up. I'm not such a nerd that I know the name of Lonnie Lincoln.
Okay, but I didn't have to look it up. So we're just
so
two different people on a podcast.
Do you know who I'm way more interested in now than is Spider-Man gonna balance responsibility or not in high school? How the fuck does this very sweet, very intelligent, caring dude become the jive talking Tombstone that we got to know and love in Spider-Man the Animated Series from the 90s?
You want to know what I'm interested in?
Yes.
What if? And yeah, Mike is making a point that the other Spider-Man cartoon that we regularly watch has one of the most like 1940s Dumbo cartoon voices. But I am interested in what if Lonnie Lincoln becomes Tombstone when he is walking his girlfriend down Crime Alley and she falls to the ground and she shatters. What if Pearl shatters everywhere and that's the origin story?
The pearls of Spider-Man are Pearl? This is body parts?
Yes.
Do you know her? Is this a character that I should know and have looked up?
Well, I didn't know her, so no. If I didn't recognize her, then how, I mean.
It's not like clearly she became Screeching Weasel with the pop punk band based their name off of.
Yeah, I do see her name on a lot of bass drums, so.
Yeah.
That could be
shit.
Yeah.
She turns into the human bass drum.
I love the whole, like, let's just remind everyone that Spider-Man's young and at high school by making his crush a solid foot taller than him because he's like a freshman and she's a junior.
I will take that he was 11, she was 14. Can I make it any more obvious? And she had to babysit him, and that Nico just razzes him, who's just like, she was not your friend hanging out with you. It was very relatable.
I am really trying to dig through my notes and my memory of anything that I didn't like about this other than the Hudson themes thing. So I'm very interested for you to just grab your pipe and your fucking bitchin' chair and tell me what was wrong.
Look, I'm going to spin this bitchin' chair around, but it is a lazy boy, so my legs are in the biggest, deepest splits they've ever been, and you cannot really see my face.
That's fine.
And I'm worried I'm going to flip backwards. In hindsight, I started with my arms crossed because of the kid. And no, the art is awesome. Mixing nothing, Ryan, I like this show, okay? I got all my I can't deal with origins out of the way. It was the very premise of it bothered me. And then my arms continue to uncross and then form a giant Y for winning, but if winning was spelled with a Y. The art, the way it looks like the 70s comic books, or the way modern artists draw flashbacks to the 70s comic books, like when they put Jessica Jones in Peter's origin story kind of thing. And it's like motion comic-y kind of. I fucking love, dude.
Which does sound derogatory because of what like motion comics look like in the early 2000s or whatever. But we would often, when we were going through X-Taz, which means X-Men Taz, for those of you not in the know, we would say that for a lot of it, if you paused it, it looks great. It's just when it's unpaused. I was watching this on my iPad and I paused it to do something and my wife saw it and she was like, "What is that?" And it wasn't even like an action scene. I think it was Pearl and Nico in the bleachers. And it looks so incredible every frame. The animation doesn't try to do too much. It's obviously better than a motion comic, but it's not like anime craziness. It's more character focused, and they don't have to do anything. And the animation is so bright and fun, and the characterizations are so great so far. I mean, let's be honest. How many shows do we watch where we're 2 episodes in and we're like, this sucks, these characters are boring, but we have to give it some time. Right. I'm already bought into everyone. I just thought it was incredible, or I thought it was incredible minus, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Tell me about the minus.
Until a certain Dr. Bentley Whitman walked in, who had the angelic voice coming out of his mouth of Pop Filter Hall of Famer Paul F. Tompkins.
Now, if you don't
know... Wait, hold on. Did you look up that name?
The wizard himself? Is it?
It's just wizard, but yeah.
Yeah, I did. He starts the magazine.
He does, yes.
I did. I was like, well, this guy's somebody. And looked him up. Very woke. There's a lady lizard coming. So I was like, well, all these people are somebody. I knew Amadeus Cho. But yeah, Paul F. Tompkins, do you know what's nice is I feel like outside of Bang Bang, he's not allowed to be curmudgeonly, which is so truly who he really is. So it was nice to have somebody be like, you're not like a goofy, lovable guy. You're a cantankerous bitch.
Most people, I think, know him as Mr. Peanut Butter. And this would be the exact opposite character of that. But for him to like, we don't know that all these people are going to turn into, they might just be names, right? And if you do the research and you figure out who everybody is, there could be like a week where literally everyone in Peter's life becomes a villain, and that's going to be hard.
Peter's rough week. But I love that, and that is one of the few good things, as Taz did, is Michael Morbius is introduced years before he becomes Morbius. Fill that shit out. Make everybody. And then it's an Easter egg, or you get to pick it up later in the seasons.
Yeah, plant those seeds, and if you don't use them, nobody's going to be like, what happened there? I was a little confused that Kurt Connors was gender swapped, which is fine because I'm woke as hell, but not limb swapped. Don't you think that
missing a leg, maybe?
Yeah, like just do something different. She's obviously missing a tail, and maybe Lynn swapped is a better character name for this character.
Do you think they watched how well people responded to the gender swapped Doc Ock from the Spider-Verse movie, and they're like, "We'll do that. We have another sciences lady. Fuck it."
I think so. I mean, there might be a wheel where you just spin it and see who the character is for this version.
There's definitely a wheel. I will say before I'm about to dog in it, I love the expanded cast. We have a huge cast. We have family, high school, and now internship for giant cast. It's a giant cast in 2 episodes.
And then we had all of them. It was, I mean, come on.
And pretty tight writing that I'm like, I know the log line of each one of these characters. It was clearly expressed and defined. Good job, writers. The wheel of, well, who's going to be his friend this time? It can't be Ned. It can't be Harry. Wheel of young Marvel characters. Nico, Minoru, who's never been the same age or maybe even the same room as Spider-Man. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not? That would, I guess, if we're talking about the attempts at diversity, I feel like she was maybe a little too, everybody look how horny I am for other girls.
What?
That could
went
have
over
been
my head. I guess I just don't see that kind of thing.
Yeah, just another blue hair biddy to you.
A blue hair biddy? Yeah, isn't she? I was wondering why this 6-year-old grandma is in high school with Peter. Because blue hair means old.
We talked about the origin thing and how your arms were already crossed, but there's also like a classicness to all of us nerds where it's like we need changes to keep it interesting, but if you change anything, we're pissed.
Yeah.
So what did you make of? Is this 616? First of all, is this the MCU's Doctor Strange? It wasn't voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, but there was a clear attempt. And what did you make of this whole not Null, not Venom, something going on there?
I think, again, like I said, proto-Venom. Like, I think it's going to come back for sure. At this point, remixes are remixes. That's fine. Instead of a science spider, it's a mystical alien spider. Whatever.
And speaking of planting seeds, it did crawl into somebody else's backpack.
Nico's, right?
Or
somebody else's.
I don't remember, but
who knows?
I didn't actually watch it.
The whole show? Wow, you're doing great.
Thanks, buddy. ChatGPT.
I loved, and I think like the time blending, same but different way of BTAS of like what era is this? Doctor Strange was straight from the 70s version of him, and I loved that shit. His little mustache. And Peter, there's live streaming, but he's very excited about a DVD player. What fucking year is this?
That was awesome. I mean, if I saw a DVD player in the trash, I would find a deeper, bigger, more nasty trash to throw it in.
Yes.
But he was super stoked. One of the things I love about Doctor Strange, which makes him hard to read, but a great side character, is that he threw down magic ropes to hold Venom or proto-Venom, and that wasn't working, so he threw down more magic ropes. Like,
why not start with more magic ropes? Hey, Power Rangers, start with the Zords.
Why not up the magic of the ropes you already have? But no, there's 4 here. I need 8, obviously, because that's how magic works.
By the hoary hounds of Horus, I need more ropes. Ryan, we didn't even get to talk about the clearly, hey, Giancarlo Esposito, please, once you're done being a Sidewinder, become our Norman Osborn, because we have drawn our Norman Osborn in the cartoon to look exactly like you, Norman Osborn.
Right, but do you know who that really was?
No, who dat?
That was Coleman Domingo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Coleman Domingo, please come over and be our Norman Osborn. But Ryan, moments of the week?
I got a couple. One, one of the things that shocked me was this kid's, 14, trying to learn the ropes, and nobody ever talks about, or the webs, trying to learn the webs. Nobody ever talks about how when these people learn to fight.
Yeah.
And I thought this went a little far in a funny, but I don't know, way where very early on, he fights his first bullies, takes the brick that this bully is holding, flies in the air, he webs it, and then swings it back into the kid's face. Like, that's a lot. He injured a lot of people in this episode.
That kid's in a coma.
But my moment of the week is at the end of the second episode when he is fighting with not Firefly, not Burnout, not
Butane.
He's fighting Butane. And
Butane accessories.
They end up in a pet store, and I don't know if this was a Pee-wee's Big Adventure homage or not, but he is running around screaming with pets and snakes in his hand, trying to escape. All I could think about was Pee-wee.
You always do. Him trying to save a corgi, adorable. And also, rookie move, instantly throw Butane out of the pet store. You're killing a lot of animals right now.
Also, the whole these are sea level bad guys. Butane just burning down the wrong building was perfect. We
are gonna see Big Wheel so soon, and I am here for it.
I hope he keeps on turning.
I gave away one of my moments of the week. It is Doctor Strange's mustache. I fucking loved it. It was so 70s, so great. And yeah, the fight with Butane's awesome. And then how quickly, this isn't going to linger too long, even though they're building out the cast great. And the second episode, Green Goblin is like, so you're Spider-Man? Cool. Yes, let's hit this ground.
Let's do this. Let's put Surf Dracula on the surfboard, please.
Yes. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is on Disney Plus, new episodes every Wednesday. We're going to take the wizard breaks, and we come back, more shows. Look, we've all been there. It's been a long week at work. You're taking your kids to flag football and ice ballet and basket weaving underwater, right, folks? And you just don't have it in you to cook anymore. It's Thursday night. You've cooked 4 or 5 nights that week, probably. But you don't want to get pizza. Friday's pizza night and Saturday's sushi night. And your kids are on a strict schedule. They're going to flip out if you change anything. So what are you going to do on a Thursday? Check out my new website of whatthefuckshouldimaketonight.net. You just easily use your phone or even like a camera with an SD card. Or you could use a Polaroid. Take that, mail that to me at whatthefuckshouldimaketonight.net, 224 Chicago Avenue. And my website will say, hey, here's a great, delicious meal you can make. But look, as much as I believe in whatthefuckshouldimaketonight.net, I know I don't have the skills to make that a website. I'm already making the AI-driven, the ethically AI-driven, it's not the bad AI, it's the good AI-driven meal planner. So don't come to me and act like, Mike, why does your website look like shit? It's because I don't have those skills. There's other skills I have, all right? Not everybody can have every skill. But that's why I went to my friends at cybersprout.net. Their design experts, they were so well versed in digital strategy and elegant design. And let me tell you, folks, they combined the two masterfully. They worked hand in hand with me, and they can again with you, to focus on the collaboration and goal-driven design to help you and your website reach the right customers. Just like my website, whatthefuckshouldimaketonight.net, will reach my customers. There's tools and training to make managing and tweaking your business's website a breeze. It's on WordPress. It's so easy. They handle security so you can focus on your passions. You've heard it. You love it. Just go to cybersprout.net. They're your partner for the digital world. Spider-Man's not the only show that came out this week, Ryan. We also got Harley Quinn.
On this week's episode of Harley Quinn, Clayface is back and is upset that the Daily Planet wrote a bad review about his one-man show. Meanwhile, Poison Ivy's ex-abuser/murder victim comes back to life as the Floronic Man, a creature far more powerful than Poison Ivy, as long as there isn't a tiny saw around. Taste buds, I ask you this. Last week I predicted the Floronic Man would be the main baddie of the season. That doesn't seem to be the case. Does that make me the Moronic Man?
It does. And is that Frank who did the Star-Lord? What a stupid name. Like, I thought we were over these kind of jokes, and I thought Harley Quinn was better.
The second he said Floronic Man, I was like, come on, guys, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then maybe 2 scenes later, both him and Ivy laughed about it.
It's such a bad name that... But also, Jason Woodrow, or whatever his name, like, he's had like 5 superhero names, because you could have just called him Floro.
Yeah.
One of his names. That's slightly less dumb.
Flo?
From Progressive? My girl? No, you can't call her that.
Or, I mean, the main character of the first track of Fush You Ming by Smash Mouth.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, like Progressive is such a good reference.
It's the best reference. And the best insurance. I thought he would have been a great season-long bad guy, but why I thought you were dumb last week and this week is even in the first 2 episodes, it's clearly Brainiac. Brainiac's clearly going to be the season-long bad guy.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I thought that was like the next 5 seasons.
Well, then you're dumb too, because that's not how this show works.
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was Brainiac. I guess I'm just not a...
There's got to be a word.
Poo-poo, pee-pee brain.
I did learn, in my due diligence of learning all about the Floronic Man, that we have seen him before. 1997's Batman and Robin, played by the ultimate zaddy himself, Jonathan Glover. Lionel Luthor from Smallville was this character back in the day.
Okay, cool. Great fact, dipshit. But next time you say played by...
I'm sorry, I thought I was on this kind of show. Who did this shit?
Next time you say played by the ultimate zaddy himself, I need... at least 10 minutes of guesses. You just threw that out there.
We're on a tight schedule, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I couldn't deal with you being like, is the Travago Man?
for 99 guesses. Look, I thought that the season again started so strong. I think that sometimes there are certain shows like this, like Resident Alien, where they're so funny that plot makes me mad, like
yes.
And this was so uneven, not just because of what they tried to do with the Floronic Man, but that Clayface like beeline, that doesn't feel like the show. That felt like an 80s sitcom of like the fact that there was no intersection whatsoever.
And A-line, because the cold open, which cold opens are supposed to be snappy, because like a cold snap, I assume, is where the definition came from. It was a long ass cold open, so when the title slammed down, I was like, oh, right, we haven't had that yet. And then it also made me go, I guess this is the storyline me and this episode care about more while watching this? Wrong priorities, guys.
And just in case anybody was weirded out that I mentioned Resident Alien and the Clayface episode of this, that like I have an Alan Tudyk problem. He's in every show we have ever watched and will ever watch. So
we're going to have an issue every once in a while.
Right. He's still amazing. And I believe also in the Pop Filter Hall of Fame.
Probably. Yeah. And if he isn't, he damn well should be. Well, we're going to have it memorized, folks. Get off our balls. There's like 1,000 people in there.
Including Greg.
Yeah, Greg's in there. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, you fought against it for years, but it's glad that I'm glad you love it now.
I don't think that's true. Don't roll the tape.
Greg is for Movie of the Year, guys. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
What if there's people listening now who did not know we had another podcast because they do not listen to outros of shows? Yeah, good app. They're good.
Yeah.
It's back.
We have a lot. I think we have 2 more months, so there's going to be some ups and downs.
Yeah, highs and lows. Did they rush? And it's not what this show's here for, but did they kind of rush through? I guess maybe I'm taking Harley's stance of Ivy's dealing with her murderer, assaulter's death and come back. And he probably could have been at least a few episode arc.
Yeah, but it's always nice to see a guy like Jason Woodrue get taken out as fast as possible.
As fast as fucking possible.
Is Jason Woodrue the Hudson Thames of our generation?
Because it's named after 2 presidents?
Yep. Just dumb assholes.
Just a dumb asshole. Ryan, what's your moment of the week?
My moment of the week, and look, I've got a couple of things that will always get me. This is why I love Succession, but when Clayface comes in and pitches his whole thing to Perry White, and Perry White, the editor of Daily Planet, sits there and listens, and then right when Clayface is done, is like, fuck off, and just get the hell out of my office. It got me. Oh, and one more. Hopefully this is yours, and I'm stepping on it, but Brainiac at the end, he's like, oh, what am I going to do with these 2? And then he has a little monkey cat jump on his shoulder, and the monkey cat's like, I don't know.
Just chitters. Yeah, good job, monkey cat. Mine was Harley's looking for Ivy, going through the different hallways. Got just like, let's get as many visual or oral jokes as possible here. And she goes on 2 guys, very deadpan fucking, and then the guy doing the fucking says, and come. Time to orgasm, 14 minutes and 37 seconds. That tickled me.
You really saw yourself on screen.
I did. And then Harley said, I miss grad school. Harley Quinn is on Thursdays on Max. We will be back with it each and every night. That is all the time we have, Ryan. But tell everybody where they could go on a website.
Oh, man. Popfilter.co, Mike. If you are into listening to websites that way because you're a boomer, then please go to that website. Check us out there. So much stuff there.
Bless you. Gross. So much stuff there. Popfilter.co/Amazon is how you search now, too. You deal with whatever you're dealing with. We also have Movie of the Year. Right now, we are going through the best of 2024. We have a mixtape. We have albums. We have TV. We have movies. Are you back and less disgusting?
I'm so glad we're not doing Cybersprout right now, because your website of ryansnot.com would be a big bit.
That is the most people I think can see what just happened, even though we're only in their ear holes. Describe what you think I had to witness on social media at your Pop Filter on Instagram or Blueski or Pop Filter Co on YouTube, or email us contact@popfilter.co. Ryan, next week, whew, boy, do we have a doozy. It's the return of Invincible.
That is a doozy.
Plus, more Spider-Man and Harley Quinn. Enough said.